What is up, everybody? March 21st, 2019, podcast number 17, fucking Comic Book Wars. I am Trey. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
What's up, guys? It's Brandon. I am super excited to pretend I actually care about basketball.
What's up? It's Keith. It's March Madness, baby, and I got two words for you: Ja Morant.
I'm Jimmy Linguini, obviously. Which one's like team is Lonzo Ball on?
The Lakers?
Oh, what's the other Ball?
I think he's still in high school, man.
Oh,
The youngest one, yeah.
Oh, I don't like that kid.
what about the oldest one?
Yeah, he's with
Like the dad. No,
yeah, he would be really old.
Hey, you should know more about him than anybody. You're the one that spent money and bought the fucking emoji pack.
Yeah, people keep bringing that up to me like some kind of diss. Like, yeah, of course I did, because again, it upsets people that don't like them. I think it's hilarious. Like, I have funny emojis of them dunking on like
you just paid into the collective.
Whatever. I'm just part of the Big Baller brand. I'm part of the Big Baller brand movement. Don't be jealous of it. You'll see. You want to talk about shoe spec? Talk about Big Baller brand shoes.
They're
spec there.
Man. How are you going to spec on that?
No one can
I don't
afford
know,
them.
but I mean, exactly. Who's going to buy it in 5 years? Who's going to have them? Probably like some Chinese company that consolidate and purchase them out.
They'll be all TJ Maxx and Ross's in the Midwest. I promise you that.
And then they'll dump them off in Africa, dude.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Makes sense.
It worked for Supreme, man. Like, that's how the whole Supreme brand got built, is nobody could get it.
Yeah, it's very true.
People can get this shoe. It's just super expensive.
Well, yeah, they have to buy it on the back market.
Jimmy's a big Supreme
No,
guy.
what? No.
Website.
No, yeah,
I'm talking about Supreme. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, Supremes you can buy because it sells out on their websites immediately, and you have to have like programs for it. But I mean, the Big Baller brand stuff you can buy too. You just have to have a lot of money because wasn't it like one of the most expensive debut shoes for any player?
Probably.
So I don't know, but whatever. Good for them.
Yep.
All right, so Jimmy, what's going on for new comics this week?
There seems to be like a lot going on with new comics this week. Naomi 3 came out and it's selling for like 10 to 15, and it seems to be trending up. Like,
can you explain that to me? Who the fuck
higher ones? So have you read Naomi at all?
No, we're this week. So Walker Place and Dr. Joe tells me that this Naomi 3 is for $3. I'm a DC guy. I don't even know what Naomi 1 is.
Yeah, so Naomi is a new character that's written by Brian Michael Bendis, because of course DC brought him over to do something new, and the book has been trending upwards. Again, it's a new female-oriented character. Nobody knows her true, like, what's really going on. And then issue 3, we meet her dad. And her dad is from Krypton.
Does she have powers? What's her powers?
I haven't read it, but we meet her dad. Her dad's from Krypton, and there's probably legs to this.
Yeah,
we're talking black female Krypton. Like, that's great. So there's definitely legs there. All the issues seem to be selling really well. Again, issue 3 is selling better than the rest of them, which is insane. But
well, it's got another first appearance, right?
Yeah, and issue 1 and issue 2 have been selling for about 10 to 15. There is a cover B for issue A or for issue 1 that's been doing really well. And it's I don't know. It's a book that I picked up a bunch of copies of today because you can still find them. And again, there's
number 1 in the wild.
I found a number 1. I found 2 number 2s. I left a few, and then I picked up 2 number 3s, and I left a few of those too.
Yeah, it blows my mind how often comic shop owners don't pay attention to the aftermarket to, like, grab these books and sell them online, or at least mark up the price.
Well, I also found one of those Deadpool books, the Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh, I won't do business with any motherfuckers who pull that. If you're a comic book shop and you take books that are on sale that week and mark them up, I mean, I understand variants. If you take regular $3.99 copies and mark them up, fuck you.
Well, like the store I went to today, they had a box where they had books that I guess had gotten hot and that they marked up. So when I went through this, they had the Marvel Point 1, the first appearance of Nova, or the new Nova thing, whatever that's selling for whatever. And they also had the 1 in 25 variant in there. Both of them were $6 each.
That's not marking.
So if that's marking up, I'm okay with it.
Technically it is, but first of all, I just want to, remind everybody that I called that book on this very podcast. So, hope everybody bought them then. But
no, I bought them today for $6.
That still works too. But to me, I'm fine with a comic shop owner. Like, I'm not saying grab Naomi 3 because it came out today and jack up the price. But if it's 2 months later and Naomi 1 is hot on the back market,
that's exactly what he's talking about. Getting Naomi 1 and bumping the price up on that. Not Naomi 3, obviously, right?
100. I got no issues with that at all. I'm talking.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like.
I
think if it's been
new issues, never.
I think if it's been 2 weeks, you're good. I think 2 weeks after release, you're good at upping them. If you pull them off your shelf and you just save them to put up, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, my thing with it is there's so many comic shops that like go out of business and close because people just don't even seem to put effort into it. And like, those are the guys that like they're sitting on the counter on their phone, not even paying attention to people in the store talking to them. And I'm like, I don't feel bad if you go out of business, man.
That's the stores that deserve to close, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Customer service, you know. That's why people go to a comic shop.
Exactly. They want to meet other people who are into comic books because it's few and far between sometimes.
Yeah, the shops I go to around here, I know the owners and stuff, and they're super cool. So that's why I go there, you know.
Yeah, unfortunately, the owners of the shops around here are not so cool. So that's why I'm not into new books.
Are you still 5280 comics?
You know, Sang moved out of town, so he's trying to open up that business, you know.
Yep.
In LA, so
it is in LA.
Yep, he moved out to LA, so I haven't gone there in a while. I don't know.
Go see him.
In LA?
Give him a hug.
I don't know. It's fun.
But LA's not that far from Colorado.
I have nothing to do over there, really.
See him. Maybe see Sean.
So what's going on with this Immortal Hulk here?
Oh my god, it's fucking crazy. I mean, there's some new stuff that like I get the spec on, but to me, Immortal Hulk's not even really a new character. It's just
if you remember, we talked about it when we were discussing, you know, if it was 684 second print, like what's going to be and we were still scratching our heads in, like, why is this even?
I think it was 682 second print though.
Yeah,
we talked about 682 and it ended up being 684, right?
Well, I mean, 684 is obviously the first full.
Yeah.
I mean, let's look up I picked up a bunch of the first appearance of Dr. Bongs over the weekend. I didn't have them. But when I looked on Dr. Bong from Howard the Duck 15, perhaps. I think it's 15. I could be wrong on the number offhand. But when you look on the CGC label, and he appears in the book for one panel, and you look on the CGC label, it says first appearance in cameo. So if there's no way that they wouldn't put that on 682, in my opinion, because the 682 one is a bigger shot, but it's still, in my opinion, that would be the cameo, obviously.
And he's on the cover too, so that helped that books a lot.
Yeah, well, he's on the cover of the second print, right? Not the first print.
682 second print, correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
I bought some of those.
Yeah, I did too, and they seem to be doing okay. But I like that cover. I do like that cover.
I do too.
What's crazy is I saw the Hulk #2 going for some good money last week. Looks like people were trying to make a run on it for some reason. I think it has to do with the Immortal Hulk.
We're talking about Hulk #2, the red Hulk ones, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's some kind of first something going on that.
I think it's A-Bomb, so it's the characters.
Oh yeah, yeah. And there's a 1 in 100 variant for that as well. I don't know. That's a book that like all these Immortal Hulk books I try to avoid. Like I did pick up a bunch of 604s today because apparently that's selling for some reason. But
first Harpy we determined, right? That's what people are speculating on.
Yeah.
So any kind of character that's going to appear in Immortal Hulk is something you want to spec on, obviously, right now.
I think it's just a testament to how eager the market is for spec right now. Because even like 5 years ago, when like all the first Hulk movies were coming out, nobody gave a shit about any Hulk.
I will say this: I have been. This Hulk is
what I mean, like Hulk 1 and
Hulk 1 is the hardest to get. Marvel Silver Age #1.
That's true.
He's not lying. Out of all the,
true.
I owned a fucking 3 and sold it.
That was dumb.
And I had 296 and a 94. Del Auto 667 at one point.
Like Hulk 181 book keeps going up, But if you look at Hulk 1, that book is the one that you want to put your money into.
Yeah, but I'm talking like...
Here's what I'm saying about the Immortal Hulk is he is a awesome character. He's the vicious. He's completely unbridled, the most vicious, evil, like in control version of the Hulk we've ever seen.
Okay.
And him rampaging through hell and just everything that and I love the fact that they use the storyline from the Uncanny Avengers when he was killed and then resurrected by the Hand and et cetera, et cetera. I love it. I love the fact that he's just this overpowered, like he's world breaker Hulk at all times now. And without Bruce Banner, I mean, they were separated. So,
but all I'm trying to say is, like, to me, the Hulk is a lot like Fantastic Four, where you get to a back issue bin that's labeled Hulk, and you're like, well, maybe I'll look for, what is it now? The first, was it Hulk 340?
Maybe.
Is that the one people? No, well, there's that, and there's like that book everybody's specking on.
377, right?
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, Professor Hulk. That's the one everybody's specking on for Avengers Endgame. But even that's recent. Like before that happened,
I always look for Hulk 1. I always looked for the first appearance of the Thunderbolts.
Sure, but like, are you finding Hulk 1 in a bin?
Yeah, the Hulk 1, the red one.
Red Hulk.
Red Hulk. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I thought I haven't recently. No, well, I'm sorry. And I apologize on that. But yeah, like that was the one that I'd be looking for. And then that Pulp Fiction one I'd always buy, because I'd always be like, oh, one day I'm gonna meet Quentin Tarantino. And now, like, look what these people are doing with pumping that thing up. So who knows?
Yeah, I will say that I like grabbing the old run of She-Hulks. That was a dope.
I have no faith. Like I said, Doc Joe said that even fucking Fantastic Four is starting to pick up.
It is.
The people are scraping the barrel to the fucking rust core now.
Which Fantastic Four? The old
I didn't even ask him to elaborate because
this doesn't like Marvel speculation right now is insane. It's insane.
Well,
because again, today I was looking at a bunch of Avengers No Road Home 5s and number 6s. And I was like, should I buy these? And I decided no. I mean, they're selling very well online. But the fact that people are specking on Conan, like, Jesus Christ.
You really hate this Conan thing, don't you?
Dude, these books don't, like, it's not the first appearance of him in, like, Conan number 1. Conan has had 3 number 1 issues in the last 3 months. Okay? This book means nothing. Nothing happens in this book. Like, Conan meets the Scarlet Witch. So what? They're not in the 616. Nothing of importance happens in either of these books, and they're selling well.
Do you know what does happen in another Avengers book this week? I pumped up a spec on the Shadow Colonel. Yeah, he died. So sorry about that, guys. Hope you didn't spec too hard on him.
You can't win them all.
Man. Yeah, it happens, dude.
Yeah. It is a fucking great storyline, though. I wish more people read it. We could talk about it, but the vampires pulled one of the greatest tricks ever.
Well, I mean, I like spec based on reading because I think the market is so, I don't want to say everybody's a sheep right now, but they're kind of leaning that way where it's just whatever one person likes, everybody piles on it, and then everybody buys that book. And
just like, I don't think everybody's a sheep. I don't think people are sheep, but we're definitely in a sheep market.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think that's a great clarification because that way it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings.
That's fair. And I think the reason people are excited about Fantastic Four is because that Disney Fox deal officially went through now. So, there's no more people saying the government's going to shut it down or it's not going to go through. It's done. It happened. So Marvel's got the Fantastic Four back, and it's pretty much a guarantee at this point that they're going to show up in the MCU eventually.
And X-Men. So Avengers, X-Men, some shit.
X-Men I'm completely excited about, but I mean, the Fantastic Four.
Actually, Giant Size X-Men 1 has been selling really, really well this week, hasn't it?
Yeah, but that's mainly on heat of Wolverine, right? And the recap that they're going to recast Wolverine and do some more Wolverine stuff.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I think the things to think about is that they've made the announcement that Deadpool is the only character that survives from the X-Men universe.
Let me ask you this.
Wait. So what does that mean for the New Mutants film?
Actually, I put something in the outline about that. This was rumor that was circulating last week before the deal even went through. But what I have heard is that they're going to put it on Disney Plus to try just use something as an incentive to get people to sign up for Disney Plus.
But it's a horror film, and Disney Plus is supposed to be.
I don't think it's all for kids.
It is.
Well,
for sure.
For sure.
That's a terrible business
100%
decision.
Sure. I don't think they're going to put it on. I don't think that's a thing.
Unless Disney Plus comes with like free Hulu, then that's a terrible business decision, in my opinion.
Well, they got to cater to a lot of people. They can't just cater to kids, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's only got kids stuff, it's gonna be a terrible idea.
Honestly, they should put that Dark Phoenix movie on the Disney stream. I mean,
why would they put all the Howard the Duck animated series, all those series on Hulu?
No, they're not.
Because they own so.
Wait. Sorry, what was that, Keith?
They're not gonna. Are they gonna put it on Hulu?
That's the announcement. Yeah, they're putting it on Hulu. That's why.
60% of Hulu, right?
What's that?
They own 60% of Hulu.
Yeah, they own 30%, and then Fox owned 30%, and now they own 60%.
Yeah. So I think.
No, I just think of that because I just find it mind blowing that they own 60% of Hulu, and I like to break it down every time it's mentioned. I'm sorry.
Do you think those are going to get done before or after Disney Plus is actually launched, though? Yeah, because I at least initially just assumed the reason they were putting them on a Hulu is because Disney Plus wasn't going to be ready by the time they were released.
Why? What's the delay of Disney Plus? I don't think there's anything that Disney's waiting on to launch Disney Plus.
I mean,
it's supposed to come out this year, right?
Yeah, like I don't think there's any real delay. I think they might have a date that they're waiting on to make it public, but I think they have all their programming set and ready to go. I don't think there's more stuff to put on, because when you think about it, Disney has so many things in the vault. Yeah, just to watch some of that stuff and have that available, that's every mother's dream, I would imagine. Because then you can just put your kid in front of that great Disney stuff. I imagine that. So I don't know.
Most of the stuff I'm seeing online says that fall 2018 is the latest news on when Disney Plus is going to come out.
2019, you mean?
2019, yep. I don't know if I said 2018, but this year, fall, is when it's supposed to release. But I guess, it could also be that they don't want to kind of release everything on Disney Plus and have it fail. They're kind of hedging their bets because Hulu is also, already at least reasonably successful. I don't really understand it because... I
mean, that's possible, but then look at DC. Look at what DC did. Their DC universe, right? Like, and is that successful? I don't know, but I mean, those shows have people are definitely talking about it. So unless everybody's bootlegging them, which I don't think they are.
I was going to talk about that anyway. I really like the shows, and I'm seeing just tons and tons and tons of advertisement online. Obviously, part of that is because Google owns all my data and they know that I'm into comic books. But if they're putting this much effort behind marketing it, I think this is a big thing for the company, and they're really pushing for it. So it might
to see what their subscriber levels are, at this point.
It's interesting because I don't know if it's a good deal for them to release that. I know Netflix doesn't really ever release their numbers for shows, so I don't know. We'll see how DC treats that. But if this keeps growing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, it might be a good idea to spec on all the shows that they're making on that, even if it's not something that pays off quickly.
The thing is, they're never going to catch up with Netflix. Netflix is so far ahead. That's why Netflix spec is really good right now. And if a show hits on Netflix, you're going to have a little bit of longevity on it, because we've already seen it with 2 shows.
Yeah, actually, I didn't put it on the outline, but there was a new trailer for Sabrina this week too.
Yeah, I saw it. It was last week, right? It came out.
I think it was like the end of last week. But
Sabrina's actually going to start beginning of April.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty quick here, so we'll see what kind of effect that has on the books. I think from past experience, it's probably likely that they're going to push it really, really hard, and it's going to be advertised all over Netflix.
Oh yeah, it'll be the first thing you see when you log into Netflix.
Yeah,
that's the worst, man. That's the worst when they do that.
It is kind of annoying. Like, I was on Netflix with my wife the other day, and I was like, hey, let's watch a movie. And it was like, we looked around for 45 minutes and everything was a TV show.
I think if you watch, and I said this on another thing, if you watch Arrested Development, their new season, or their last 3 seasons, you'll notice that that clearly they filmed every episode and had to go back and re-edit them and redub over the storylines because of how bad they were.
They did actually. Well,
but they did that for the 4th season.
Yeah.
But if you watch the 2 seasons after that, they did the exact same thing. Because this brand new season, there's tons of ones where people are like this and saying things, and they try to do tricky things, but there's a lot of it, and it's weird that one just was the first time I've seen Netflix ever do that, but I don't think that's a good sign of things to come. I definitely don't think they're going to do another season of Arrested Development. It's fuck. But that's my opinion on Netflix.
That does suck because Arrested Development was a really good show.
Yep. No, it's a great show. And it's still like they're watchable, but again, if they had to do that much manipulation in the back, it's not that great. Not great.
I don't even know if they're watchable, man. I've rewatched like the first 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons of Arrested Development 20 times, and I won't watch the new season. I have no interest.
They're watchable.
I watched Captain Marvel this weekend.
How is that?
I liked it. I thought it was good. It's good, like 90s, girl power movie. I was gonna say the worst omission in that movie is not having like a song by the I blanked out on the name.
Aqua?
No, that girl band from the 90s.
Spice Girls.
Spice Girls. Yeah, there was no Spice Girls song. I was waiting for it. I was like, come on.
They probably couldn't get the rights. Who knows?
I don't know. But anyway, I thought the theater was pretty full, so I can see where these box office numbers may be coming from.
Well, and it had a pretty good second week. I know there was a bunch of people like releasing videos and articles like, oh, Captain Marvel had a 75% drop off from Sunday to Monday. And it's like, well, no shit. Who goes to the movies on a Monday? Like, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, it looks like the numbers for the second week was pretty.
You can tell the people who support Marvel and the ones that don't like DC and vice versa very easily.
I think that's true. There's a lot of people that are in a hurry to dismiss everything Marvel and DC do is terrible.
Yep.
But clearly they're taking over the world. Like I said, I really like those shows on the DC streaming service. I think they're going to be around for the long haul, and people really like them as long as they can keep the quality like this.
What do they charge a month?
It was I forget it is a month, but I got 15 months for like $89, something like that.
Yeah, it's relatively cheap. I think the one thing that I worry about with that is like once Disney Plus comes out, like there's going to be Disney Plus and Netflix and Hulu and DC Universe and I guess like CBS All Access and
Apple just launched their thing, right? There's streaming service this week.
Everybody's going to have a streaming service, so it's
eventually they're going to start failing because the reason people stopped getting cable was because they were like, I'm not going to pay $80 a month. Exactly. So you're not going to sign up for 8 streaming services. You don't have the time to watch all that shit.
I think instead of failing, companies are going to end up being bought out by other companies.
Yep, it's going to monopolize into, hey, buddy.
Kitty.
The problem is these rights are staying. I mean, they're decade-year-old rights. So a lot of these our TV shows that we like are going to be caught up. So.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about. I mean, I don't know how well Netflix is actually doing financially. I know for a really long time, like they were just super in debt with the assumption that they'll eventually make money. And their subscriber base is huge, but I don't know if it's a lot like Amazon where I don't know if they've actually gotten to the point where they're turning a profit yet.
I think they are turning a profit.
Well, I mean, they're winning Oscars, right?
They're trying to.
They're paying a lot of money for
no, wait, didn't. What about not?
Yeah, they did win Oscars.
Yeah, what was that Spanish movie that?
Roma.
Yeah, didn't Roma win a bunch of Oscars?
I think it was screenplay, maybe, or Oscar director.
So I mean, I don't know. I think it went.
Let me see.
Well, the truth is that everybody's getting away from cable because it's all bundled together, and they want a la carte. And now that we're going to get all these a la carte shows, it's going to end up being super expensive.
Maybe. Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen, unfortunately.
Roma did win 3 Oscars: Best Director, Best Foreign Language Film, and Best Cinematography.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, Best Foreign Language Film. No offense to anyone from other countries, but like,
yeah, I mean, I think it's probably very easy to win that award.
Yeah,
as long as you have a movie that like people have actually heard of. Because I don't think people have heard of like most of the other ones, but I guess that all comes down to campaigning at the end of the day.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, they won Oscars, but how much money did they spend to win those Oscars?
A lot, man. And they put into like advertising for the Oscar.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, even if you look at some like the Golden Globes and stuff, like Jeff Bezos is there now, and I mean, I don't know. I just find that stuff comical.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to be pushing for Amazon Originals to win all that shit too.
Absolutely, man. Amazon's going to be building that stuff up for sure.
Dude, the amount of money they spent on the Lord of the Rings prequel shit, I guarantee you, I mean, they spent a small fortune for even Amazon for those rights.
But I mean, we can criticize it as much as we want, but you got to admit, the last year of comic book TV shows have been fantastic.
They really, I'm not criticizing.
I mean,
I love it.
Happy season 1,
Happy was
Titans,
was
Umbrella Academy.
Yep.
I'm sure there's countless others that I'm just not thinking of off the top of my head.
Doom
but
Patrol
it's
has been
crazy.
pretty good.
What did you say?
Doom Patrol has been pretty good.
Oh yeah, Doom Patrol. I haven't watched
season of Punisher. A Deadly Class is really good.
Yeah, there's a ton.
But I mean, right now we're in the greatest time to be a comic book fan, and for speculation for comic book movies.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't know. I think right now is a really good time, and this might be like the Hollywood comic book bubble for speculation, because eventually all these streaming services they are, as you guys have said, they're gonna eventually fail, and then the properties are gonna die. Yeah. So
I mean, if any of them do fail, it's gonna just get consolidated because Netflix or Disney or whoever is just going to swoop in and say, hey, this will be cheap content for us.
Who's making October Faction?
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh. I think that's Amazon. I don't know.
I don't know either. My guess
but Amazon made The Tick, and I mean, that was shit, right? Or like nobody ever talked about The Tick, right?
I remember watching a few episodes, but I don't think they really put much into it.
Like I saw tons of advertising for it.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, I guess I watched it, so maybe they didn't feel like they had to advertise to me, but it was pretty low budget. It didn't seem like they were putting a lot of effort into it. It was, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just kind of okay. Oh, my opinion, anyway. Well, I know the big news to me this week, just because it's something I've been interested in and I haven't really taken the dive yet, was this Edge of Spider-Verse or Into the Spider-Verse Steelbook. That thing is going crazy on eBay.
I know, we totally slept on it, man.
And I kept saying like, I'm going to go and pre-order this, and I'm going to go and pre-order this, and then I just forgot about it, and it was like, oh shit, it's release day.
Yeah.
I got mine too. I ordered all those Steelbooks, have been forever, as I think you guys know. And only problem is I'm actually pissed because the copy I have is not 4K. So
they only got that in Canada, right?
Yeah, apparently they only sold 4K in Canada. I don't know why. I didn't look. I don't care about any of these Steelbook things. Come on, I barely leave the house. So.
You would literally drive across town for a $15 Hulk fucking book, and you won't do that. That makes zero sense.
What Hulk book did I drive? I drove an hour to my honey hole today. I can't say where it is, and I can't say anything else. But I drove an hour to it.
Everyone get a compass and a protractor.
You could no, I'm sorry. Toronto and the whole Toronto area is picked clean. But I mean,
it's from the castle.
I picked up this shit today, and I mean, I couldn't be happier. Like, I mean, you guys can talk about reading Immortal Hulk, whatever. Archie's Circus, Archie's Car, just all these like Archie books where he talks about like giving all of his money to God and stuff. I don't know. It's great. They're great, and that's just the stuff I would way rather read than Immortal Hulk.
What is that? Why do you have a Maple Leaf jersey in the background?
My basement flooded. My basement
that doesn't answer
the
question.
And now everything's shifted. So I mean,
who is that?
Sundin.
Sundin. Okay, Matt Sundin.
I'm the only person to have a fucking camera on right now.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. It's MATS.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah.
Well, use it, dude.
Yeah, I got a Gilmore one too. The Gilmore one's obviously better, but come on, whatever.
You're into Gilmore Girls still?
Yeah, I'm into. What's wrong with Gilmore Girls?
It's a good show, dude.
Well, a lot of things are wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Gilmore one would be better, but whatever.
Next week, I'm going to wear my Quebec Nordiques jersey.
Okay.
Nah, you're just
on. Game on. Is what I said. I said game on.
Totally.
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right, so as you guys know, I've been in the sports cards recently.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, right? But I'm also into some obscure shit, as some of you guys know.
A little bit.
I found out that there are fucking autographed Steve Irwin cards out there this past weekend, which I thought it doesn't get any better than that. I was wrong. Do you guys know that there were also inserted Donald Trump cards in 2010 Leaf? You guys don't think that? You think it gets any better than that? Oh, it does. There's some fucking Dale Earnhardt Sr. cards.
I think though, like with the Donald Trump ones, a lot of those ended up being auto-penned, and I just think that's something to be aware of.
What is auto-penned?
That's where they're not actually signatures. It's a machine signs the same signature over and over again. That's how the cards were. That's how a few of his books were. I don't know. I was looking at one of his books today called like something like Thoughts of a Billionaire, and they did a collector's edition of that one, and it sells for like $600, and they're all signed. But yeah, wow. There are a lot of auto-penned Donald signatures from way like from the 90s and on. So that's just something to be aware of with those cards.
The back says you have received an autograph insert card from Leaf Trading Cards. Bears the authentic autograph. Leaf guarantees that the signature on this card is authentic.
I've seen it with sports cards too, though. I've heard about that with the one player.
It happens. I mean, it does happen sometimes. So I'm just saying it's something to be aware of. If that's a card that you're purchasing, it's just something to look at and try to look at different consistencies. And that is a very hard autograph because it's all these. It's like it's very. But yeah, it
doesn't even look like a real. It looks like just a bunch of fucking.
It looks like a heartbeat.
Yeah, it does. That's exactly what it's like music notes or something.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of Donald Trump at all. But fuck, if you can make money, make money. Even I think that's good spec.
Well, no, all these political autographs sell well. They all have a secondary life because people want them. And nobody lives forever. So all of them are worth money when you think about it.
Well, the thing, you just make sure that they do have an authentication if they came in a pack of cards. You know, there's a difference in some of these on being signed afterwards.
No, I feel like there were some card companies that did have some fake ones, and for auto pen, and I'm not sure on Donald Trump per se, but there are for sure card companies that were selling legitimate cards in packs that had auto pens before, and they have been caught out for them. I don't know of any in recent history, but I know that was something that was happening.
No, he's right. I've seen it in sports cards before because they don't watch them actually sign the cards. They just give them a bunch of stickers or whatever and have them take them home and sign the card. And
I mean, like the most recent example I know of where something happened like that was like these Barnes and Noble signed books where like they'd give somebody a bunch of books and then they like the Gucci Mane ones. I don't know if you saw those, but none of those were actually signed by him. But yeah, so it happens.
So no, you're 100% right. This is so funny. I was actually going to bring this up. So Dr. Joe and I went to the hepatitis shed this week again to go hunt some books. And hold on a second. What the fuck? Hey, someone else talk for a second. So something going on with my fucking.
So Brandon, what's going on with the crime suspense stories too? 22. Did Brandon just leave too?
He might have left. I don't know. I mean, the whole EC books, they are moving. I don't know if it has anything to do with the movie per se, but if you look at them online, like there's ones that are just like the asking prices on some of them are nuts.
Well, that cover is pretty iconic too.
No, not just that one though. Like I'm saying, like if there's like if you look up some of those weird fantasies, like there's a Ray Bradbury one that Nico was showing me. Like there's a 4.0 on eBay that's like $1,600. It's nonsense. All I know is I have a bunch of EC books, and it's apparently time to get them graded because low grades are getting money, and it's nonsense.
Well, that's what people can afford, right? Is all the low graded ones. They can't afford all the high graded ones.
Well, there was a Chamber of Chills 50, I think, like the one, like the you know what I'm talking about, and it was sold. It had 5 hours left, and it was at $3,000, and it was like a 1.5.
Sorry about that, guys. It's fucking wind knocked over my trash can, and it's fucking glass broke, and it sounded like someone broke my window out. So,
oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I got a ring, and the ring shit like is always telling me that there's somebody there, but there's never anybody there.
You got to set your proximity sensor.
Yeah, I thought like, but then I thought like, do I want to see the cars driving by? No, but I also want to know if somebody's walking in my lawn. So it's tough. It's tough.
How do they get by the moat though?
It's.
I know, man. You think those alligators are just snapping? Right
it's all about angles, man. It's all about angles.
Tricky.
The alligators aren't as scary as people think. You know, if you're quick enough.
You just bring meat with you, and you throw the meat like bait.
Oh yeah.
Meat.
I thought you got to go straight at them, right? Because they can only see, right? Am I wrong?
Like dogs
Jimmy looks a little in real life. Jimmy's more springy than I thought he would be. So I think he might be able to outmaneuver a crocodile of some sorts.
No, but like we're talking, right? Like because they can only see from here, right? Like they have their eyes here.
Well, based on what I saw, you can't see much further than they can.
That's valid.
Actually,
that's valid.
Their vision is terrible, though.
Well, anyways, speaking of crocodiles, can you talk more about these card things? Because I think you brought up like another card, but I want you to keep talking about card things. No, listen. I wanted him to talk about it.
Sorry.
Trey.
No, I just think
that's brilliant. I didn't want to say it, but like, you know what I mean? We already spoiled it. Okay, I want you to talk about the Steve Irwin card.
I was, but it is obviously Steve Irwin. They're not going to be making any more Steve Irwin cards. Autograph cards, that is. I guess they could make some Steve Irwin cards. But
they could make Steve Irwin cards.
But yeah, Dart made some authentic cards, or had Steve and Terry Irwin sign some. There was some authentic memorabilia.
Terry Irwin ones in there too?
Yeah, Terry.
So you're telling me I could buy a pack and it's...
Dude, don't do that, motherfucker. I will stab you.
I looked online and you make a great point. If a Steve Irwin card, very valuable. And there's people asking for these packs, unopened packs for like $600. To $700. There's some that are less than that, but the ones that are less, I was thinking about buying one that like at 150. But then I looked like you're not guaranteed a Steve Irwin signature. You're guaranteed either an autograph card or a clothing swatch.
Well, you better be listening live.
But that's nonsense. That's not like okay, if it was an autograph, if there was a guaranteed autograph, I'm there. But a piece of clothing. Like swatched it to a card, I'm not there.
Are you kidding me? Steve Irwin wrestled a 15-foot crocodile, one of those little khaki t-shirts.
I disagree. I don't think he ever wrestled. Like I don't think he wrestled crocodiles per se. I think.
Are you fucking high?
Yeah. No, he wrestled crocodiles for sure.
Yeah, he did.
Do not disrespect Steve Irwin on this fucking podcast.
Listen, how am I I'm not.
It's not
saying he's not fucking wrestling crocodiles. He fucking wrestles crocodiles. You fucking asshole. There's footage of him wrestling fucking legit 15-footers with his dad and shit.
Listen, Steve Irwin was a great guy. Okay, and it's very unfortunate
you're Australian
what
racist. Let's just be honest.
But I mean, I don't remember everything that he did. In my mind, I'm Australian racist.
You don't like
one that would be prejudiced at best.
No, you don't like them or the Aboriginal people. You told me on the low.
Or the Aboriginal people. I like how you mentioned or the Aboriginal. You don't like them or the like what? But yeah, I think it would be prejudiced over. It's not racist. I could be wrong on that, but you're nonsense. I'm wrong.
I don't think Australian is a race. I'm with Jimmy on that.
It's not a race.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Australian is a race. What are you talking about?
Absolutely.
Anyways, but that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. All I was saying is I can't think of him like when I think of Steve Irwin. I don't think of him fighting alligators.
I do.
The whole reason I want an autograph card of him is because that's exactly what he did.
Dude, ate boas for breakfast.
He got bit on the face by a fucking python on live TV.
Listen, all I know is Dan Blacksmith died this week. Okay, and we don't know where the gold is. Okay, so whatever.
No, you know what? Technically, I don't think.
I think we're gonna get the gold.
There's a nationality. Hopefully. It's not a race.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Also, right.
I agree with that.
Prejudiced over racist, but that doesn't mean that's
it's Jimmy. I'm sorry that you don't like the people. They can't help where they were
Australia.
Fucking
come on!
All right, guys. I think we can move on from the Australian.
I'll back Jimmy up on this for $600 or $900 or whatever a pack. You don't want to end up with this.
No, but there's ones that are way cheaper.
$600 a pack.
There's ones that are 100 to 200 online, and that's the ones that I was like maybe, but like, dude. If I opened that and I got a piece of his shirt, I'd be so pissed off.
I guess
it's the same as sports cards, right?
They search the pack.
Yeah.
It's okay. Y'all better be listening to us live because I'm deleting and editing all the parts out where Jimmy's talking about where to buy packs of this shit out. So
where to buy packs? What do you mean? You just
say anything
Googled
about that.
I just Googled it and found all these places. I was like, But again,
did Jimmy just jack off on
risk.
TV? What was that noise he just made?
My hands were in the air.
Yeah.
I can't make that risk. So that's too much money, in my opinion, to not get that signature. So
fuck it, I'm in the process of buying some. I was gonna open them.
You should. Honestly, if you really want those cards, you should. Me personally, I think it's too much risk.
Are you kidding me? I don't even want to hear about you risk in fucking Baltimore last year, asshole. It's amazing the fucking risk you'll take in real life and the risk you won't in comic books.
I wore a condom.
Oh God, I wasn't even talking about that.
Wow, who was on top?
Whoa, no.
Anyway, talk.
What other risks did I take in Baltimore? What is he going on about?
I don't know.
It sounds like a great story.
We're talking about risk here. I don't know if you guys have been watching basketball, but there's all these commercials for those Michael Jordan cards and the Hanes stuff. But in reality, they made so many of those cards. They made like 800,000 packs, and there's only 10 Michael Jordan autographs. So if you want to talk about risk,
telling me?
So what is?
Let me have to buy 800,000 pairs of underwear.
What is it though?
For life, Brandon.
So I get a pair of underwear and there's a pack of cards in there. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
And none of them he's playing basketball.
No, he's all in Hanes clothing.
Well, dude, we talked about this like a few weeks ago.
Do you think he listens to anything that we talk about?
I'm just trying to remember.
Hey.
If you guys want to, I'm just trying to make sure.
There's only 10 Michael Jordan autographs out of 800,000 packs. So,
but did he draw basketballs on his autographs?
I doubt it.
Probably not.
So people are just going in for the autograph. Okay.
It's probably like he wrote, "I was in Space Jam" with an exclamation point and then his name. I think that's what they all are.
I'd be down for that. See, that one would make me buy 800,000 packs or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you buy?
Because you always need underwear.
You do, and honestly, people in Japan will buy used underwear on eBay, so just sell them.
Is that legal, Brandon?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm collecting the money. I'm fine with it.
That was not a serious statement, but now I'm gonna look.
I think they do, though. Honestly.
That's
probably it's more women's underwear, but
I mean, it probably is.
I don't think they buy dudes' underwears.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of listings for underwear on eBay, so
that's weird, man. That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but
I hope trade from food spec into clothing spec, used clothing spec.
Oh my God, I was talking about that earlier this week because I'm itching for some of that. Halloween can't come soon enough. I got to get the Count Chocula.
But just order it online. What?
You can, but it's like $15 a box right now because it's so far away from Halloween.
It's probably stale as shit.
No, it's not.
Who made that noise?
I don't know. If you need that, if you really want it, just buy it. I don't know.
I'm with Jimmy on that.
If I'm craving a snack food, I mean, we live in a world where you can just order it. If I'm craving anything, I mean, with Uber Eats, with Weed Maps, with anything, I can get anything delivered and do nothing. It makes no sense, and the world we live in is amazing.
It is, but it's hard to pay $15 for an 8-ounce box of cereal, man.
Oh no, I agree with you, but I mean, if you really want it,
I'm probably going to at some point in the next couple of weeks. I really like
boy.
Man.
I wouldn't do it because I just
that's what I'm saying.
I end up eating the whole thing in one go.
I always do. It doesn't matter how big the box is. Yeah, it doesn't matter how big the box is. If there's 10 bowls of cereal in that box, I'll eat them all. I don't give a shit.
That was my problem with the Oreo cereal, because I would just be digging my hand and eating the whole box.
Have y'all had the fucking Pop-Tart cereal yet?
No, I can't. Listen, I'm not. I can't. Sour Patch cereal. It's just avoid it. Avoid it all.
Really.
Different level of fucking awesome, boys. It's one of those ones that you feel the diabetes immediately, but God, it's good.
But yeah, I think there was a good point brought up in the YouTube chat. We know you live in Oklahoma. We know that the laws there are very lax. So, are you buying a crocodile?
Fuck no.
Okay.
I fish and hunt around here. That's all I need. Fucking crocodiles.
Because I mean, we all know Michael Jackson's crocodile did die in Oklahoma.
That's where it should have died at. Anything related to that fucking child molester should die.
Ooh, shouldn't have brought it up. I apologize.
Yeah, that was a bad plan.
Oh, I'm sorry. You harboring a child molester?
No, I just wanted you to personally buy an alligator or a crocodile and just because you can. It's funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think that's funny. So.
All right, so the last bit of movie news that I wanted to talk about this week was James Gunn was officially reinstated for the director of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I find kind of dumb and I guess interesting, but why didn't they just leave him on if this was the plan the whole time?
The good news is I hope that the him being rehired signals the political correctness fucking era is over with.
That would be great. I hope that is the case.
Was he reinstated before or after the Disney deal went through?
He was reinstated before the Disney deal went through. Yeah.
I think they just wanted the heat to die down a little, and then
I think Chris Pratt and all them said that they're not going to come back and do another Guardians without James Gunn.
It was
they were all under contract, right? So they all would have ended up getting sued if they didn't do the movie.
Right. So basically,
but I do agree with Keith saying that they probably just their whole plan was to bring him back anyways, but to get the heat off of the whole situation. Now that he's on Suicide Squad, they're like, oh wait, we need to make sure that everybody knows this movie's still happening. He's still here, and he's not in DC.
But the problem is now they're gonna have to wait till Suicide Squad movie's done. So.
Yep.
Well, I think that works for them too, though, because I mean, more heat will just die off of the whole James Gunn controversy.
Probably.
I mean, those movies I don't think have to happen. I don't think there's really any time limit of being like when people aren't. I mean, look at Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Now we're making a third movie now. It's been how long since the last one? And especially, I just think Guardians of the Galaxy is the kind of movie where it doesn't matter how long since the last one happened.
For the most part, but I mean, it is kind of an action film, and eventually people are going to get too old to keep making those. So
no.
I think
Die Hard 4. Did you not see Die Hard 5?
Actually, yeah, Die Hard 5 sucks.
They're talking about making whatever. They're talking about making another Lethal Weapon movie.
I'll go see that opening day.
Yeah, it'll be trash.
Are you kidding me?
It will be.
I go see some fucking Riggs and Murtaugh one. I'm in.
Yeah, dude, I'm in. But I mean, I don't know if you remember the fourth one, but the fourth one
they got to keep Chris Rock the fuck out of it.
No.
Out of it. The Chris Rock's the only no.
He had one decent scene in the backseat of the car.
They have the story? How old are they right now? They're retired, right? So the only officer that's still in like the movies that is still an actual police officer is Chris Rock. So they'd have to keep Chris Rock around, and then they're like, oh, and then they could do the whole True Detective thing, except with Chris Rock. They do the whole True Detective season of this season with Chris Rock. It would be amazing. Think about it.
I'd watch it.
Riggs and Murtaugh. Murtaugh can help Riggs find where the evil Jews are. They can make it a whole nother.
I had a question for you, Brandon.
Yeah.
My friend ships shit to me.
Yes.
And I saw him today at the post office. And again, I just laughed at him because he's a loser. But he sent me these. They're swamps.
They're just swamps. Are they from Beta or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there's 8 of them.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
And how much did he pay?
I don't know, but apparently these sell well. Like what?
They sell. So
what?
That is the.
How much money of cards do I have?
Jimmy's a straight app.
This doesn't make sense to me.
Jimmy's a goddamn Ferengi. I used to always joke that he's a straight up.
Think about this.
He's selling Latinum somewhere.
People are paying money for swamp.
Yeah, so I mean, it's probably about $100 what you're holding, maybe a little less.
Like each, or no?
No, it depends on the condition, which is kind of hard to see through the sleeves.
And they're all like double or triple in there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. If there's 8, it's probably about $100.
I mean, I don't know. I don't understand why anybody would buy swamp.
So, well, you need swamp to play the game, but basically, they didn't really think it through when they made the first set. So, to play Magic, you need in every deck probably like 25 lands or so, and these days, every pack of Magic cards comes with 1 land. It's guaranteed. But in the first few sets, they didn't really think it through, and lands would just appear randomly. So you could open like 6 or 7 packs and get 1 land. So they were actually really hard to get a hold of. And there's a lot of people that really like the original lands because, you know, they're the OG ones. They're the original. So they pay good money for those. I personally never would. I think foil lands are way cooler than old lands, but, you know, people are.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, like they're alpha or betas or whatever the good one is. I don't know.
Well, I mean, both would be good. I was guessing they're beta, but
no, they have different they have two different colorings.
Then there might be some alpha.
So I think
they're
beta.
Then they're probably worth more than $100 if there's alpha and beta.
But again, I told him, like, I was outside the post office yelling about how much of a loser he is. But
it's
again,
funny that you can't start the game without it, so they make you buy multiple packs of it just to land one of those.
Yeah, like I said, now they don't do that. You know,
that's a good scam to make people buy like 7-8 packs until they get one, so they can start the game.
I mean, I guess.
Right? I mean, at the beginning, you want to make money, right?
But so is that why they're worth money though? Because they were so hard to find at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's kind of dumb. Like I said, by today's standards.
We got to bring up Jason Murbaugh with the fucking greatest hit in the Young Comic Book Wars.
Oh my
card collecting.
Oh yeah.
He pulled a fucking purple on-card retail autograph Doncic out of some optic. 1 in 49, I believe.
No, I don't think it's numbered. It's not numbered.
It is not numbered,
no,
but
it's not numbered. Very rare though. Very rare.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, that card is insane. I can't believe someone in our group pulled it, and that's awesome. We've been seeing a lot of good hits in our group.
Dude, basketball next year and this year with like Keith brought up earlier in the podcast. If you don't know who Ja Morant is, hopefully it can stay that way because I think he's going to be twice the pro Zion is. I know that there's a lot of people that are high on Zion, rightfully so for what he's doing in college. I just don't see how he translates to the next level. I think he's undersized. I know his athleticism is unmatched.
He has size, just not height.
Right, correct. Yeah. But it's going to be fun to see. I mean, there's a bunch of other with RJ Barrett and I mean,
this Ja Morant kid is the real deal, like you said, man. I texted you right after the game. I was like, holy cow, triple-double, 16 assists. Man, he's going to be the number 2 pick, and I think all the money is going to flow into Zion, so I believe you will be able to get cheap Ja Morant.
I think 100%. I think Ja Morant is going to be next year's Trae Young.
Exactly. And you know what? Trae Young is so cheap too right now.
Oh yes, I hate the little fuck. But if you're not buying Trae Young cards right now, you're fucking up.
Yeah, he might even be better. Luka's kind of stumbling right now.
Nah, have you watched a couple of that? He's still scoring at an unbelievable pace.
He's very inefficient and he turns the ball over a lot now. He doesn't have anybody on his team.
His second best player is fucking Dirk, and Dirk's over there growing gray hairs at the end of the bench.
But yeah, I totally agree. Ja Morant is something else, and it's going to be
fun. RJ Barrett as the other one. It would not surprise me if RJ Barrett is the best pro of the whole fucking group.
He hasn't been looking so great yet. I'm curious to see what he does in the tournament. I think that's what we'll see. Some people make a lot of money, you know, how they play in the tournament.
You're very correct.
I was going to ask about that. Like, I mean, like I said, I'm not super into basketball, and it's only about you guys have gotten me into this. But how big is the speculation around March Madness going to be? I know you guys are kind of new, but what do you think?
There's really no speculation. People are watching for Ja. People are watching they'll be watching Duke to see Zion. But outside of that, I mean, there'll be some guys that make themselves some money and, you know, improve their draft positions. There'll be some people that hurt their draft positions. But as far as speculation was, I don't know. Does Panini have like a weird national treasures for college basketball like they do football, Keith?
They're gonna have draft picks at the beginning of the year, but they don't have anything coming out right now.
Okay, well that might have made it a little bit different, but
all the money's gonna flow into Zion next year. Everybody knows it, but
yeah, they're predicting Zion. It's gonna be almost the same thing. Like what you remember when Shaq rookie card? Remember when that was when the whole flood of other trading card companies came in the year that Shaq.
I remember Shaq rookie year.
So they're thinking there's gonna be a whole bunch of mass produced cards.
Yeah, but Panini owns all the rights, right? So they're the only ones that can overproduce it.
Let's fucking hope somebody fucking bids them off.
Jimmy's just rocking out over there. I don't know what's going on.
He didn't listen.
You know that song? You know that song Zion? No, I'm just thinking that song Zion. You know Zion by Bob Marley. That's all I'm thinking about. You know Zion? You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Zion Iron Lion. You know what I'm saying?
Bob Marley. Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy thinks of sports cards and Australians in the same light. He thinks very fucking highly of them.
He wants to ban all of them.
He thinks we're all just a bunch of cucks.
I did check, by the way, on eBay. It looks like those on-card autos for Doncic are going for about $250. No, I don't know if this is. Yeah, I don't know if this is
the stickered. You'd look at the stickered ones.
I typed in on-card auto. It says on-card auto hollow. It's a Panini Optic rated rookie.
Oh yeah. Just the normal ones going for about $250.
Silver border, yeah, just a gray border.
Yeah.
That's the normal price. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, that's still a lot of money.
Oh, I mean, here's the thing about it is the hits on sports cards. That's what's great, and I enjoy about sports cards. I've never got one, but you have a chance of hitting a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 card in some instances. And obviously, that's 1 in 100,000, maybe even higher odds than that on what it is. But you do have the chance of randomly putting a lot of money in your pocket. Now, sports cards are a lot like gambling too, though, and I've seen people go out the deep end buying packs and thinking that they're this one pack away from getting back even. So you got to be careful doing that as well.
Yeah, your best chance though is in first off the line and hobby. I think retail is real tough, man.
It is tough, but it's crazy. Is what
it happens, though.
You hit a nice. You've had a couple nice retail autos, and I think Jacob Dunn hit one too, if I don't remember.
Yeah, Jacob Dunn got one.
Yep.
He's spent a lot. If you watch the buy sell trade group, he's got a lot of listings for.
Dude, he lives in Norman, Oklahoma. They have nothing in Norman. I'm surprised they even have a grocery store. So he has to do something. Leave the guy alone.
No, I'm not talking down on him. He's got the most hustle out of anybody in the group because he's on that buy sell trade page all day.
Yeah, dude, that guy's busted the most cards. And
Brandon, your wife does not look very happy.
Oh, she's just not paying attention.
She's just making sure he's not talking to other women.
Are those khakis?
No, she's eating right now.
I remember that commercial.
I forgot to talk about Dark Red. Have you guys heard anything about Dark Red?
Well, I saw
Dark Red, I'm sure.
I saw your video on YouTube about it.
Yeah, I made a video about it like 12 days ago. 13.
Are you really making videos of you going through your neighbor's trash?
Yeah. No, I was doing a video every day, but I think I figured out a new schedule. I'm going to do a video on like Sunday. I'm going to go through Midtown, and then I'm going to do a few other ones. Like I'm going to do a video this week on like why Comicron is a scam.
Okay.
And I'm going to do stuff like that. Because I did one on CVA. Did you see the CVA one?
Yeah, I've seen all of them, man.
CVA is a complete scam.
It's a great scam, though. I love it.
Wait, CVA is a scam in our opinion. We got to be.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, sue me. CVA is a scam. So whatever.
Says Jimmy Linguini of.
Yeah, no, whatever. Okay. It's my channel, so I own it. So yeah, you can sue me about it. It's me saying my opinion. I'm fine with it. The whole video is my opinion, then whatever. But no, see, like it's somebody is grading the eye appeal of a CGC or a CBC book and putting a sticker on it, and some people are paying them. Anyways, it's a complete scam. The whole video
got me.
Is why I think all the sales are fake, but whatever.
I mean, that video is great. If anybody hasn't watched it, they should go watch it. They're all great. But the biggest thing that was an indicator is that they don't reject anything. Like, what the fuck?
Well, it's not that they don't reject anything. It doesn't say anything about rejections. Also, you can bid on your own books on Comic Link.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, but whatever. But yeah, this Dark Red #1 seems to be really hot this week. It's selling for like $9, and there's a few store variants, and then there's like a 1 in 10 variant that's sitting like $40. So I don't know.
What is this Clayton Crane variant? What aren't they doing like
Scorpion
Galactus variant or something?
Well, Scorpion Comics has done quite a few variants with Clayton Crane. They did a Galactus one recently. I can't remember what title that one was for, but I think what you're thinking of this the Delato one, the Galactus one for the new Marvel Legacy, is it, or what is the Marvel? The Marvel. There's a Galactus one coming out soon that looks really nice, and I think that's the one you're thinking of.
The one with the Fantastic Four on it.
There's no way that it cannot be a good-looking book if it has any member of the fucking Fantastic Four.
It doesn't. It's Silver Surfer and Galactus.
I thought I saw Thing and.
No, not the one I saw. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Something
We're talking about the one that comes out next week or whatever that people have been talking about.
That's what I love about like humanity as a whole. Now they're like, wait, why is the Thing cool? He's just a fucking guy who got rock skin and shit and punches hard and talks like a fucking
No, he used to be cool
New
because
York
like
firefighter.
He was all bitter. Like he was this great bodybuilder, great firefighter. He was like the everyman. And then he became a huge disfigured, ugly loser that when he'd walk down the streets, people would stare at him and go, ugh!
Yeah, Jimmy,
so, I mean,
that was his whole toxic masculinity, and he got what was coming.
That was his whole persona, though, was that like he was this bitter guy who lived the life and now has to live like a closeted, like nobody likes me because I'm a giant rock man. And I don't think that has ever like really been embraced properly since the 80s by Marvel.
I don't know. There was a run. Actually, I don't know if I've talked about this before. The Fantastic Four, it was a run where Mike Waringo was doing the art right around 500. That was the run that first got me into comic books, and it was really good. And then they changed the creative team, and it was like right in the dumpster right after that. And it's very rare to find good writing on Fantastic Four.
As long as there's if there's a variant of Franklin Richards summoning the fucking dead Galactus, then I'm in.
Sleepy John is a terrible speculator. We all know this, right?
Yeah.
He made me buy all these stupid Thought Bubble books. But there's one thing he told me about was he said, "Oh, you got to buy all of these Steve Aoki books. Oh, these Steve Aoki books are great." One, go fuck yourself. But two, the Steve Aoki books are come out next week through Diamond, and they seem to be selling very well.
Steve Aoki is a big deal, man. That might not be a terrible idea.
Well, so is The Weeknd, and The Weeknd one isn't doing well. But these ones are self-published, and if you go on his website or the website of the publisher, you can buy them at $3.99. And on the Midtown has a few of them are sold out, and a few have sold online for like $10 to $15. But you can buy them on his website for $3.99. I bought a few myself.
I could dig it.
It's called Neon Future.
I feel like Jimmy should be honest and tell the people that up until last year, his favorite book of all time was the Lugs Birdman Marvel variant. So
I still like. No, that still is. That's a great variant. You can act like that's not a great variant. That's a fantastic cover. It's by Mike Mayhew. There's like, what's wrong with that cover?
Jimmy's mentioned that book a lot of times.
Birdman is on. He's on like a throne, rubbing his hands.
Horrible.
It's a sweet cover.
And like the Kingpin is there for some reason, like he's taking orders from Birdman. Like, dude, that is hilarious.
No, he has. If I remember, Kingpin has like a fucking briefcase, and he's signing like something random in the briefcase.
Irrelevant. The fact is, Birdman's watching on like Kingpin's one of his henchmen. That's why it's so good. That's a great cover.
Birdman.
And that book. They made that book to sell shoes.
Yeah.
Like what?
Man, Lugs.
And remember, it wasn't a variant; it was a custom edition.
Custom edition, yeah.
It's not.
What's the difference between a variant and a custom edition?
A custom edition is when a company pays Marvel to make a book.
It's like just a completely original book.
Hey, whatever happened to that?
Sometimes, but they do variants where it's just the cover, and that's what that one was. That was an Iron Man one. So it was used at some kind of event, probably a Lugs event, and then it was given one per store, I think.
They're not very hard to find.
Whatever happened to that?
Yeah, no, because they never did anything. I mean, who wants a Birdman cover except for me?
Jimmy.
I'll take one.
You should see how many Gucci Man covers I have, and I'm so happy with that. You have no idea. Once I made all my money back on it, and I was like, okay, keep it.
If I ever find any, I'm sending them your way.
I still want one of those New York Comic Con 2017 Northrop Grumman fucking Avengers that they pulled. Remember, in the fucking political correct police are like, oh, they're weapons manufacturers. They're making comic books. They can't.
Yeah, I do remember that actually.
Yeah, there's a few of those though where that weapons manufacturing company made comics, and I mean there are like a few questionable companies that have made comics with Marvel and DC, but I mean it is what it is. That happens sometimes. I mean I really wish that more people would have bar mitzvahs and would allow DC to make private comic books like they did in the 80s that one time.
Yes, I want the
Bradman variant.
Yes, so I've always wanted one.
$14,000.
What?
$14,000 is how much they paid DC, and they printed a completely brand new comic book just for this kid's bar mitzvah. I mean, first of all, what a great dad.
That's a good deal.
There's a 9.6 on the fucking deal right now.
Wow.
And what's funny is the guy who has it, that Comic Alchemist asshole I dealt with for all those years.
But all these books, like those books get a pretty penny. The original art went a while ago. That went for a pretty penny as well. I mean, that book's impossible to get. And the fact that DC even let that happen, I wish they'd still let that happen.
The back of that book was fucking great. It might be one. Literally, if you look at the back of that book of the Superman Bradman variant, it might be the coolest variant Superman cover that's never been done that needs to be done.
What do I need to look up to find this book? I've never seen it.
You've never seen the Bradman book?
I will send I'm sending the link in our private hangout. So
yeah, man, I've never seen this. That sounds fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a British kid had a bar mitzvah, and his dad, I think, was a real estate mogul, and he paid £10,000. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Yeah,
but look at the back of that fucking. Tell me that's not a fucking heat ass variant.
It was £10,000 for Daniel's 13th birthday / bar mitzvah, and was given out to friends at the occasion. So that's why there aren't a lot of copies. The only copies that are really out there are from like DC comp copies. So like they think that like I think the family was given about 100 copies, but there's maybe 250 were printed. But like of known copies, there aren't that many out there.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I've seen this cover before.
I think I have seen it just to know what it was.
Yeah, and like I'm looking at the cover art right now. Like they did the cover and then they just redid the heads of the kids so it could get the way the kids look exactly. Yeah. That's like I wish DC would still do this. I wish any company that wasn't a loser company. It has to be like Marvel or DC. If one of them started doing this, it would be great.
Yeah, but how much money would that cost if you did it these days?
I'm sure if you had enough money, you could do it.
It's basically just ordering a store variant.
The thing is, Mark Waid made a video, and here's why you got to worry about the print runs of books, and you have to worry about this book in particular. Mark Waid made a video where he said he got one of these by working at DC. Think that went through. This book came out way before Mark Waid ever would have worked at DC.
Oh yeah,
and he got a copy, which means that people pilfer through DC's back stock and take books. Obviously, Mark Waid did, because how else would he get a copy?
Doesn't surprise me.
Well, I mean, not how else would he get a copy? He said that's how he got a copy. So if DC's doing that with these kind of books, every book and every variant they have stockpiles of them, and their employees can just take them. So that's something to think about. And I do believe that's what happened with a few of those ultimate variants, but I can't remember those exact stories.
Funny story. Actually, Mark Waid was the writer on that run of Fantastic Four that got me into comic books. So there was a little bit of news in Magic this week that I wanted to talk about. First of all, Is It Phoenix is completely dominating in Modern right now. It's absolutely crazy, but this is kind of what I predicted after the banning that was done a few months ago. I don't know if this is going to stay the same once Modern Horizons comes out. It's probably going to be a completely new format. But this past week, they announced the Challenger decks for this year. If you guys don't know what they are, basically they're pre-made decks that Wizards of the Coast puts out so that you can just buy something complete to play with. You don't have to buy packs and pull the cards out individually. Most of them aren't that great of a deal, but there's one that is a super, super good deal. The name of that deck is Arcane Tempo, and it's got a bunch of the cards that you need to build Is It Phoenix, especially the standard version that's going right now. So the MSRP on these things is $30. I don't know if everybody's necessarily going to be selling them for MSRP or not. They can kind of do whatever they want, but usually you can pre-order them for less than $30. And it has one copy of Arc Like Phoenix in it, which is a $30 card on its own. So that's already like the full cost of the deck. It also has 3 copies of Sulphur Falls, which comes out to about $27 retail. So that's almost the full value of the deck again. And then it has 4 copies of Chart Course, which is about $10 value retail. So if you buy a bunch of these right at release, you can just sell those singles and you'll get all your money back. And, you know, if you want to keep the other cards, you can. Otherwise, you can just burn them for firewood or whatever. Who gives a shit? But this is going to be something really good for speculators to just buy, crack, and sell singles. It's a really good deal.
So there's no way that the distributor or the whoever you're buying it from is going to sell it to you for $30, right?
No, they do.
Oh,
yeah, this is a product that they've made before, and they usually sell for that MSRP or sometimes less. You might see some people like raising the price on that specific one because they know that there's more value in the cards. And there might be a little bit of a dip in the prices just because so many people are going to be buying those. But I don't think it's really going to be anything too crazy as far as the decline. So for the most part, I mean, I guess I can see right now if people are offering pre-sales on eBay, but if you watch, you'll see pre-sales on eBay and you probably won't have to pay that much. So it's a good deal.
It's funny because, you know, in the sports card world, if they see like these boxes or whatever going for more money, the distributor will raise the prices on them. And then, so in essence, you go to the LCS and they raise the prices on it. So they control the market like that.
Oh, that's
that's messed up. Works?
Sometimes it is. But these are usually kept around that price. For distributors, they sell them in like sets with all of the decks included. So there are 4 different decks. There's a couple listings on eBay, but there's not very much yet. There's the lowest price is $150 for all 4 of the decks, which is kind of high, obviously, with MSRP only being about $120 on those. But I think once we get closer to release, they'll be pretty close to $30.
Where do you got to buy it? From the website?
No, I mean, easiest way for people listening is just going to be eBay. But if you're at any kind of store that sells Magic stuff, they'll have them. And I think if I remember correctly, they're going to be selling these at like Walmart too. I don't remember. I could check. Should have checked ahead of time.
Good stuff, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So it's pretty easy spec. I know I was talking to Heartless Art about this kind of stuff a while ago. It's really good spec in Magic to be grabbing these pre-made products. A lot of them are worth good money.
Well, it's great because you already know some of the cards are already worth the value already.
Right, and it's not like buying packs where you're like, shit, I wonder what I'm going to get. You know what you're getting right away, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, stupid sports card people buying packs and getting shit.
Hey, man, I said I did it myself. I bought one of those boxes from, I think it was Target. I didn't get shit, but, you know, whatever.
I bought a box of Select and an Optic, so we'll see what happens. A couple of hobby boxes, so I'm pretty excited.
Are we going to get to watch you open them?
No, I don't do that shit.
All right, fair enough.
Trey to do.
Oh yeah.
Did we talk about the Die #1 4th print?
We did not.
Nope.
I know Jimmy's talking.
No, it's sorry, I was muted. It's sold out this week. It's been selling really well. Like it's hitting like $14 to $20 online.
Yeah, it's something you should be looking for out there.
I grabbed one today, but I also saw like issue 2s and 3s, which are also selling very well, like first prints, and I didn't pick those up, so who knows?
It's kind of crazy, you know, once one issue gets hot these days, it's the same like that Immortal Run or Naomi, like everything around it seems to pick up a little bit of heat. It might not be as strong, but
you know, I was saying on another podcast, I was at a con on the weekend. I saw the original art to like the Mike Ruth.
Yeah.
For Die, like there was like he did 2 covers, and one of them like he did 2 a trade dress and a Virgin. The trade dress had like print run of 500. The Virgin had print run of 250. But the original art was 300 US for the Virgin cover.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was a store variant. But the store variant for like the Han store variant for Forbidden Planet was hitting like a few $100, and then like a CGC 9.8 copy hit like 6, I think. So I just thought that was a no-brainer. So I ended up
$300 for original art is crazy.
Cover? Are you talking cover art?
Yeah.
Wow, $300 is cheap for cover art.
Right?
No, yeah, no. Well, I mean, I've had cheaper covers, but for like the book for how the book was selling, it just seemed like a no-brainer.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you think that's cheap, I know Mike's also selling like a bunch of his baby teeth covers for dirt cheap. If anybody like, he has a bunch of original art right now that's like bottoms barrels cheap. If that's up your alley, anybody listening.
I don't know if I want to buy a store variant necessarily, but
yeah.
Do you guys see that they're Marvel is actually auctioning off props and costumes from the fucking Netflix TV shows?
That's good.
Wow, wait, it's Marvel or Netflix is auctioning it off?
I believe it's through a store called Pop Store, if I'm not mistaken. I'm putting it in the old chat. But what I was gonna say is in the hepatitis shed, one of the guys that was in there, you'll love this, Jimmy. He had some fucking Night Thrasher original art from the Night Thrasher like 90s series.
Yeah.
And he had hundreds of fucking, for whoever created Witchblade, the Witchblade creator. He had
Which one? Turner or the other one?
The other one. I don't know who the fuck it was, but he had
hundreds. Oh, Silvestri?
Oh no, I don't think it was Silvestri. Not Nighthawk.
Isn't Silvestri the inventor? Yeah, Silvestri created Witchblade. Yeah, Witchblade Silvestri.
It wasn't Witchblade. Is there a character like Witchblade? Anyway,
there's like a million characters. Like, are you kidding me? Is there?
It was like it looked like it was like a Xenoscope looking character, but it was kind of well known. But he had
welcome to the 90s.
This guy had hundreds of these fake fucking authentication like dills that were printed off. It was so bad. He was like, if you want to use this, I hear a kitty.
Dude, shut the fuck up, okay? We're trying to do a podcast here. I'm sorry. I'll mute my mic.
No, it's the most talking coming from your mic in a while.
Dude, that Daredevil suit, holy shit! What do you think that's gonna go for? That's
insane. There'll be some nerd in New Jersey that weighs 400 pounds that thinks he's gonna be able to fucking fit into it and take a photo with his mom.
No, this is honestly bullshit though. I have to wait 132 days for this auction to happen. Get fucked. Start it already.
Wow, Nelson and Murdoch sign. That's cool as hell too. There's a bunch of cool shit here.
Pop Swear Jar is obviously cooler than any of that other stuff.
No, I'd take these size.
I don't know why. I think Trey had some technical issues, but this stuff looks crazy.
I'd go run around like.
What did I miss?
Raphael.
Look at this post that Trey sent of all these
props.
Yeah, we're looking at like these katanas and shit.
Wow, these are insane.
Yeah, I don't get it. Danny Rand's stunt yellow Iron Man mask or
Iron Fist mask?
Whatever, it's the same thing.
Oh, dude, that Nelson Murdoch sign is sick.
That sign is insane.
I want it. These are going to go for so much money, though. You know they are.
Thousands upon thousands. That suit is just so badass.
And then people are going to bring them to cons and show them off. Like
they will. They'll have like toilet paper. They'll have like toilet paper.
Take pictures with the costumes from the original Netflix series.
And there'll be a line of fucking motherfuckers of you taking a picture, happy as shit, posting it on their Instagram, Facebook. Like that's an authentic suit.
That's funny. This Electra one is just a bunch of clothes.
Well,
you're like,
I mean, we were talking about selling underwear on eBay. You have to wonder what Electra's clothes are going to end up going for.
That was used underwear though, so that's
but I mean these are used costumes of Electra, and we all know how fandom is.
Is there going to be an authentication that says she wore them?
You know, well, they say that one. They said that one mask was a stunt mask, so I'm pretty sure they'll probably say if they were worn or not.
Stunt mask, then that means the stunt guy wore it, not the real actor, right?
Exactly, but if they put that on it, that means that they'll probably I think that will show that. I don't know, dude. I'm obviously not bidding on any of those. That's like, what am I going to do with that? What are you going to do with any of that stuff? The Murdoch sign is cool, yeah, but that the stuff that's easy to display is the stuff that's going to go for the most money. So that Murdoch sign is not going to happen.
That costume is obviously going
to. That's not going to happen. I was going to say
I agree. The costumes will go for a lot of money.
Every con.
But I mean, like when you look at the glasses will be cheap. But
I want those too.
The Murdoch sign.
What's your definition of cheap then? Because I don't think it's.
That will be one of the lower sale items, but the sign will be up there with the costumes, in my opinion. Because again, it's such an easy to display item, and it's such a great item.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man, I want it. There's no way in hell I'm going to get it, but that would be amazing.
No, there's no way.
I could sell everything I own to try and buy it, and I wouldn't get it. Oh, for sure.
Easy. It's cool as hell. You'll probably make a replica one of it. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's not as cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like when Russell Crowe did his auction. You remember that one?
Yeah, I do remember.
He did his divorce auction, and then he sold
fund.
like all of his stuff from like his. He had his jock strap from Cinderella Man.
Oh,
Cinderella Man. Yeah, so like weird stuff.
Yeah.
Trey, you there or no?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool.
He was bidding on the jock strap, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Were there jock straps for Daredevil? There might be. Anyways, I think that's all we had. Do we have anything else for tonight?
I think that's it.
I think that's everything.
Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like the video. But also, if you click right here, you can subscribe.
No, you hit the fucking subscribe button, assholes. Free all the free shit we give you, all the badass, horrible jokes and content. Hit the fucking subscribe button.
Bye now.
Join our MeWe.